Every seaside town has its secrets. Behind postcard perfect views, behind the laughter of summer holidays, there are stories that the sea breeze carries away, but never truly forgets. Welcome, explorers, to Haunted Eastbourne, a town shaped by the tides, blessed with beauty, and if the locals are to be believed, haunted by echoes of its own history. Tonight, on All Hallows Eve, we'll walk its haunted cliffs, its grand old theatre, and even descend into the shadowed tunnels beneath Prince William's Parade, places where the past is said to stir and the living are not always alone. Few places in Britain hold such tragic beauty as Beachy Head, rising over 500 feet above the English Channel. These white chalk cliffs have watched centuries of shipwrecks, storms and sorrow. Locals call it the edge of forever, a place where the veil between this world and the next feels paper thin. The cliffs have long been the site of pilgrimage, both for seekers of peace and those who never returned. Over the decades, Coast Guard volunteers have patrolled these paths, rescuing those drawn to the edge, yet some who walked here never meant to return. And on misty nights, strange things happen. Walkers tell of a black-robed monk appearing without warning, silent and unmoving, his face hidden beneath his hood. Some say he reaches out as if to offer comfort, others claim he gestures towards the cliff, urging them to take one final step. Then he's gone. Others have spoken of a woman in grey. Of course, there's always a woman in grey, seen pacing near the cliff edge at twilight. She vanishes if approached, leaving behind only the scent of salt and something floral, lavender perhaps, or lilac. Is it imagination, or is it the echoes of grief, souls forever bound to the wind and the stone? Moving on, in the heart of the town stands the Royal Hippodrome Theatre, opened in 1883, Eastbourne's pride of the Victorian age. In its early days, the theatre welcomed music hall legends, vaudeville acts and the curious elite who came to the seaside for entertainment and elegance. But as with all old theatres, something lingered when the lights went out. Backstage, performers whisper of a chill in the air that no heater can dispel. Mirrors fog over without a reason, and from the upper circle, ushers have heard soft footsteps, pacing, pausing, waiting, listening, as though someone watches from the shadows. The most frequent sighting is the young girl in the blue velvet, sometimes seen near the dressing rooms. Her name, they say, Emily Fogarth, daughter of the theatre manager who died of illness over a century ago. Her spirit, they believe, never left. Once during dress rehearsal, a stagehand reportedly saw Emily standing in the front row. She smiled, waved and faded as the house lights came on. Another time, an actor performing alone after hours heard applause echoes through the empty seats. He swore he saw a figure in a Victorian dress clapping slowly from the shadows. To this day, the theatre embraces its hauntings. They even have ghost tours. Ask the crew who lock up at night and they'll tell you. Sometimes the real show begins after the curtain falls. And now for something far darker. Beneath Prince William Parade, hidden from sight, lies one of Eastbourne's strangest and most unexpected haunts. The Southern Water Treatment Works, aka Pooh Castle. Built in the late 1990s, it's a maze of concrete tunnels and chambers designed for sanitation, not superstition. But in the decades since its construction, workers began reporting strange, unexplainable events. It started small, tools misplaced, strange echoes in empty corridors, then voices. A maintenance worker once swore he heard a man whisper his name just behind his shoulder. When he turned, nothing, only the distant drip of water and the low hum of machinery. Another describes seeing a shadowy figure at the end of a long tunnel, tall, still and human shaped, yet impossible to approach. The closer he walked, the darker it became, until his torch failed completely. When he turned back, the figure was gone. The company brought in medium Michael Kingscote to investigate, but the readings were so erratic, electromagnetic interference spiked throughout the site, that even his instruments malfunctioned. He reported a presence that resists understanding, a force that didn't want to be disturbed. In 2008, the Daily Mail published a feature on these events, including photographs of a spectre shaped captured by security cameras. The image, a tall dark outline, stood motionless in a passageway that had been sealed minutes before. Some say the ground beneath Eastbourne was once marshland, filled in during the town's expansion, perhaps covering the graves long forgotten. Others believe the restless energy of the sea itself stirs here, trapped in the tunnels below. Whatever the cause, the workers have a rule now: never go down there alone. Eastbourne is a town of contrast, sunlight and storm, elegance and decay, laughter and loss. It's a place where every stone, every wave, every gust of wind carries a whisper of what came before. From the cliffs of despair, to the theatre's eternal audience, to the haunted tunnels where the living fear to tread, the ghosts of Eastbourne remind us that history never truly rests. So if you find yourself walking the prom at dusk and the wind carries a voice you don't quite recognise, perhaps it's only the sea, or perhaps it's someone still waiting to be heard. Thank you for joining me on this Halloween special journey through Haunted Eastbourne. If you've enjoyed the stories, please like, subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll return to normal viewing next time as we explore the history all around us. Tell me in the comments, have you ever felt something you couldn't explain? Until next time, keep your lights on and your courage close. Happy Halloween!